Hello, this is Linda McLeod with Health Habits for Life. I'm a certified health and lifestyle coach, and I'm also one of the authors of the book Loving Healthy Living, which is 30 stories of how individuals have changed their life and transformed their health using food as medicine. And it's my pleasure and honor to have my good friend Donna Willen with me today to share her story. She is one of the co-authors in Loving Healthy Living. So welcome, Donna. Thank you for joining me and being part of the interview today. How are you?
I am fantastic, Linda, and thank you for having me. I just love sharing my story, and so I'm very excited.
Excellent. Well, you look beautiful today.
Thank you.
I'm just delighted to really have all our listeners know about your story. You've had significant struggles in your life, and so I'd like you to just share that and also tell our listeners why you decided to share your story in our book, Loving Healthy Living.
Well, Linda, I experienced quite a lot in my life. A lot of my family has had cancer. I've lost most of my family, my sister being the last one, with a terrible ovarian cancer. And I actually had breast cancer years ago, which was an eye-opener. But also losing family to cancer was an eye-opener as well. During all this, you go through stages where you watch yourself stuffing. I mean, when you lose somebody that's close to you, if you are observant as to what you're doing, you watch yourself stuffing potato chips, etc., without even realizing it unless you're conscious. So I ended up being like 160 pounds, which was outrageous for me because I'm 5 feet tall. So I went to the doctor. He said I had diabetes. I said, okay, I don't want diabetes. How do I get rid of it? Lose weight. He thought I had sleep apnea. I said, I'm not wearing a mask. What do I have to do this? Lose weight. Every single thing that's ever been wrong with me has been around lose weight. So it made me more conscious. So I did a program years ago, which was very, very good. And I did lose 30 pounds. I felt absolutely fantastic, except it came back because I didn't know how to keep it off. And I wasn't observing my digestive system, and I wasn't observing well enough the foods that were affecting my moods, although I did test it, and it was true that the foods did affect my moods. I just recently unconsciously checked it, but I was in a mood, and I didn't seem to be able to get out of it, and I watched what I ate for the last 5 days, and I went, that's why. Clean up your act. So I went back to my normal, actually, Linda, what you taught me, and mood gone, feeling great, and so it's terrific. So it's a combination of losing people, watching people my age and younger going through illnesses and different things like arthritis and just so many things. I can't believe it. And I just went, I'm not doing that. So I have to take care of me.
Donna, you've done a great job, and you are so right on target when you mentioned that paying attention to what you eat and knowing how your body responds to that food is really the first step to knowing how to heal your body. Because our bodies speak to us, our bodies will tell us, and it really does take paying attention to what is going on when we eat, how our body is digesting the food and absorbing it into our cells to know whether we are getting the best nutrition out of the foods that we eat. And most people don't realize also that we do have an overweight population, and because of digestive health and weight issues, we're seeing more and more chronic disease showing up. And unfortunately, people don't often pay attention to what is going on until a crisis or an illness does show up. And then we have to get into treating the disease rather than preventing the illness from showing up in the first place. So thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. And I know that you have changed some of your habits, and the journey that you're on right now is just really paying attention to what you eat and how your body responds. So share just some of the steps that you do, practice on a regular basis in keeping yourself healthy, maintaining your weight, and just being beautiful the way you are.
Thank you, Linda. Well, I start every morning with, I make ginger water, and I start my morning with ginger water, apple cider, and lemon. And that really gives me a great kickstart for the day. And then I often have a smoothie with salad, greens. I always put parsley in because that affects the vitamins that you're taking. Makes them work better if you've got parsley in there. Some fruits. I use aloe vera oil or drink. And I also just started using MCT, which is for inflammation. And I put 4 or 5 grounded seeds in as well. So there's a lot of protein and a lot of really good stuff in the drink. So and it fills me up. And sometimes I'll add some protein powder, which I don't normally need if I've got the seeds in there as well. But it's a really good start for the day and a way to get your vegetables in. And then I'll add a little bit of fruit, just to some mango or blueberries in there as well.
Mm-hmm. Fruits and vegetables are a very important part of our diet, and it's the antioxidants in fruits and vegetables that really help our bodies to absorb the antioxidants and protect our cells from free radicals. So you're doing a really great job. And I know that you have a very active life. You're very busy, you're very active, you exercise. Just tell us, just share some of your journey in how you spend your days in terms of your active life.
Well, I go to Gentle Fit Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or at least I try to. I often will go to the pool with some friends, and I absolutely love the steam room. So probably at least 3 days a week I'm in the steam room, sauna, and then I'm in the pool doing some exercise, whether I'm at Gentle Fit or just out with some friends. But the steam room to me just, helps detoxify. And if I've been naughty and eaten something I shouldn't have eaten, I'm in the steam room afterwards. So, and it really helps your skin, just helps everything. So I really enjoy that. And I walk as often as I can.
Mm-hmm. Well, taking care of yourself is certainly putting yourself first, eating well, managing your diet, your food, exercising, drinking lots of water, really, really does maintain great health and is the biggest step to preventing disease. Mm-hmm. So if there was one word of advice or some words of advice that you'd like to share with our listeners, what would that be, Donna?
Well, I think the main number one thing is it's about you. It's about making you important, because if you're not number one and you don't care enough about yourself to take care of you, your family won't and your friends won't. If you make yourself number one and are happy enough with yourself, you're going to not only have a great, healthy, active life, but you're going to influence a lot of people as well. And your family will follow you, because it's about, I try to set an example. I'm number one, and if I'm setting an example, my family is saying, God, how do you do that? Like, what are you doing? And they're starting to follow some of the things that I'm doing. It's also really looking at things like if you feel bloated. Like my son just got married, so I was very conscious about how I looked. So I was wearing this lovely dress and I really wanted to look good. And I went, there's a tummy there. Why? I mean, everybody's got a tummy,
Mm.
but I actually researched bloating, and I was eating foods that made you bloat. Here I thought it was weight, but it's not. It's bloating. So if you watch the foods that you're eating, because that also, bloating also creates gas and all these different things, but you need to stop and say, what's causing this? I don't, I want to change this, and research it or use somebody like your service.
Mhm. It really is about paying attention, being curious, finding solutions, figuring out what's working. And I just love the fact that when you do pay attention to all of those things, other people notice
Mhm.
and they get curious and ask questions. And it is a way of us setting an example and leaving a legacy of healthy living for our friends, our family, and those that we love and are dear to us. So, Donna, thank you so much for being here, sharing your story, sharing your life with me. I really appreciate you. Donna has been the CEO of Focused Networking Limited for 24 years. She is an amazing businesswoman, does business coaching, and I'm really thrilled and honored to have her part of my life. And I really would encourage those that want to be inspired to live healthy to purchase our book, Loving Healthy Living. You can do so at www.inspirehealthychoices.com. And on that site, you can also reach me through Linda at Health Habits for Life. Once again, Donna, thank you for being part of my life and our interview today. And just wish you continued days of beautiful living, healthy living, and look forward to our future conversation. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay. Thank you, Linda, and thank you for all that you've done.